Hello, in this video we're going to be looking at how we navigate the PLM Connect My Farm website. So we are now looking at the My Farm app, and along the top we have the details of our account. Nothing we need to worry about or do here. We've just got our individual account details that we've just registered with. Along the top we've got our grower, our farm and our fields. At this stage we've got nothing in there. This is the first time use, and we've got our seasonal year as well. So we'll look at setting these up ideally from data that has come in from another piece of software, i.e. PLM mapping, where we've got our boundaries, AB lines, fields and everything already set up. So if we're able to access that file and import the data into this software from that, it will make life very much easier, and it's something that I highly recommend that you do, rather than creating everything from scratch on this software, because you don't need to do it. It'll save a huge amount of time and ensure that you have accuracy in the setup of the data in this software. Then we look at our account progress. It's about how much of our digital farm that we've set up to ensure that we're maximizing the opportunities from this software. And so as and when we get our field set up, that will turn to a tick. In the far right hand corner we've got a number of options about what's new in the software. Process status is very useful when we start to bring data in, whether it's yield data or just digital farm data, our boundaries and AB lines. When we ask the software to update it and upload it to the servers, this will give an indication of how that processing is going and when it is available to have a look at. So certainly that's one that we need to keep an eye on. Coming down to the toolbars underneath, if we click this toolbar on the left, it'll show and hide them. And the first one here, this is My Farm. This will bring us back to the page that we're looking at now. The next one is charts. We don't have any charts available at the moment, but if we're wanting to look at comparisons as and when we get more information in, that's the one that we use. The dashboard will bring up our recent activities that we've done in the software and the crops that we're looking at. Every time you start the software, this will come up. If we don't want to have a look at it, every time we refresh this page, just click don't show a option again. But if we do want to bring our dashboard back, we can manually do it using that icon. And there, if we've got our activity history, all the jobs that we've done, whether it be scouting, harvest tracking, contracts, etc., we can bring them into to here. So this is our activity center. We have then got a calendar, all the activities that we've done on the farm, so our farm diary. Then we've got the weather. I can't press the weather button at the moment because it doesn't know actually where I am. We need to bring in some field boundaries to help that process. When we're looking at layers, these are we've got the recently or the regularly used layers, and whatever we tick down here, it will display or hide the information. So if we want to look at equipment, for example, and I want to see all my AB lines, and I just click if I untick that, it'll hide them. If I tick that, it will show them. So this is allows you to manage what you see on the data when you start to bring some in from there. So I've just clicked somewhere sort of randomly off the map, and so that's why it's come up with my default farm. And the one thing I do notice here, it's got 0 acres. So the one thing that I should probably go and do in my settings is to make sure that it's got the information of where I am actually located, and more importantly units of measure, to make sure that we've got the right preferences and units of measure, whether it be and metric and pound sterling. And I want to leave the auto import setup data, leave that as no. We will manually do that with the data as and when we come in. So we can click save there, and it's a case of we've got all our settings saved. We go OK. Sorry, we scroll back up, and then we have to, once we've done the My Settings, go back to the My Farm app, and it'll take us back to our page. Then we get to the three main buttons here. We've got our export button, this is where we're able to export information out to other monitors, and we've got our export types up here. We'll look at that in a little later on from as and when we get further into the software. The setup, this is if we're going to set everything up from scratch with our growers, farms, fields, landlords, etc., and setting all our products up as and when we go further into the software, depending on the job that we want to do. So this is how we set all our information up from there. And then last but by no means least is the add button, and this is where we're able to read data in from from all our monitors. So we've got the John Deere, Case, ISO, we've got a number of different sources. If we click third-party data, this will allow us to have a look at all the supported formats that we've got and what it's able to view inside the software. So this is the plus button is where we will upload all our data over the period, if we're uploading it from a USB stick. If we're getting it in via an API or a telematics through myplmconnect.com, then the data will come in automatically from there. Our two tabs, our field view, this allows us to look at our fields, and farm view allows us to look at our farms. The fleet, if we click that, it'll take us to another website so we can view all the machines that we have on our account. Reports, the reports that we want to generate, so yield reports, this is where we can do that from here. AB line reports and prescriptions and information like that. Where it's got missing layers, this will become evident when we're bringing yield data in for the first time, when we haven't got any boundaries associated with that data, and we have to auto create our field boundaries from that yield data. So we'll certainly see how we use the missing layers data in the next in the video where we're importing data without any yield boundaries. So they've got the final icons, current location where we are. This is the zoom in and zoom out buttons and the way that we want to display our map. So this is the mechanics of the software. Huge amount of power behind the scenes as to how we look at and analyze our data. But this is an overview of the farm app from My New Holland.